This is Ring the Damn Bell, your weekly shot of Sixers news, stories, and heartbreak. Let's go trust the neighbors.
Oh, welcome to Ring the Damn Bell. I'm John.
I'm disgusted.
And Sanoj is disgusted, as am I. We are typically your weekly shout out of Sixers news, heartbreak. But today we're just talking about a disgusting performance. I'm so
disgusted I can't wear a Sixers hat. I can't put it on my head today.
I see. I even got a Hershey shirt on today. Unbelievable. I'm just going to go right to the sidebar here.
Let's do it.
And we're going to talk about this pathetic effort we had today. It was absolutely pathetic. Hey, you know what, Sanoj? I'm going to lay this one right on Nick Nurse's plate here.
As you should.
For his shoulders, however you want to put it. But This is a pathetic effort. Did not have the team ready to play. I've never seen such a lethargic-looking team. They came in not prepared. Tyrese Maxey scoring 6 points. He's got to step up. He's got to step up. You have no PG.
We call Nick Nurse's third quarter the Nick Nurse special. So I guess this was the Nick Nurse special explosion. The whole game was just an abomination. Jackie Childs, take it away.
That's the problem.
Well,
unfathomable,
yeah,
it's
an
abomination.
Unbelievable.
Stupefied.
Oh, look, we lost 130 to 97. We lost by 137 to 90. We lost by. Was that the final score? I even lost. I forget the final. You know what? I'm so disgusted.
You segued into a good moment there because the score. We're mortified at the score, right? So the second half of the game, my sister calls me. I pick up the phone. Me and my sister talk for about 15 minutes. I look up and we're down almost 50 points.
We were down by 50 going into the fourth quarter. We lost 130 to 93. We lost by, I'm going to do the math, 37 points here. But you're right. We were down by 50 points to the Charlotte Hornets.
Hornets.
That should not happen. Pathetic effort by Maxey. What did he shoot? His shooting percentages were horrible.
It was disgusting.
He shot. Let's see. I got to get rid of this. He shot total. 3 for 12 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3. He only played 3.5 quarters. He played 25 minutes. How does it? What is wrong? How does this happen to this team?
So let me ask you this, John. I have a theory that what's going on with Maxey. Maxey's cooled off a bit when Embiid started heating up. He just had a horrible game, his worst game of the season. So let me ask you this. This is my theory. Maxey was just selected to be a starter in the All-Star game. This is his first time being selected for that honor. Rich Paul, who is the agent for LeBron James, Clutch Sports, he runs all of that stuff. They asked him about Ben Simmons, and he says, what happened to Ben Simmons? And Rich Paul used to be an agent for Ben Simmons. He says Ben Simmons set out to have these little goals that he wanted to reach. He wanted to be Rookie of the Year. He got it. He wanted to be an All-Star. He got it. He wanted to be a max contract. He got it. He lost his hunger for the game. He never loved the game, and he lost it. So this is my fun way of asking you, John. Has Maxey lost the hunger since he got selected to be a starter in the All-Star?
I'm not going to go there yet. Tyrese Maxey and Ben Simmons.
I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I have to bring some levity to the situation right now because that's how upset I am.
I'm really glad you're kidding about that.
And I want to take a dig at Simmons.
Well,
I'm so mad. Let's kick someone while they're down.
It's always good to kick Ben Simmons, but
he's gone fishing. But anyway, go ahead.
Look, I love Tyrese. Tyrese Maxey is truly an all-star. He is a work ethic.
I love him. I love him.
But man, this kind of letdown. Look, he came out. Obviously, shot the ball horribly. He didn't come out with that Tyrese Maxey. Typically Maxey has had some slow starts and then come back and taken over games in fourth quarters and stuff like that. So he didn't have the opportunity tonight. But this game was a combination of the Sixers being completely dead, way off.
They were dead in the water. They came out. I'm thinking that Josh Harris is really tightening the screws in the finances, and they had the Sixers team go out to the Xfinity Arena, shovel it out, and then commute to the Charlotte for the game. They made Edgecombe and Maxey, Andre Drummond, and Quentin Grimes. They were shoveling out the arena. Then they got on the bus or the plane and then went over to Charlotte. I don't know.
Well, we're going to talk.
There's no explanation for this.
We're going to talk about, maybe Andre Drummond a little bit with all trade rumors are getting hot right now. And, are you going to trade Andre?
Is a trade going to do anything? And we're just trying to get under the luxury cap.
That's all it's for at this point in time. Because, if you do trade Andre, what are you getting back? You're not going to upgrade.
You know what?
There's nobody to
make whatever trades you want. We still have Paul stay on vacation George on the team.
We'll talk about that. Look, seriously about this game, we lost by 37 points. We obviously had it was an abomination, as we said here at the beginning of the podcast. But it's also a combination. Charlotte came out. Now Charlotte came out. They hit every friggin' thing they threw up. I mean,
Right.
they shot 40% from three. They shot 55% overall. But that's also a combination of not closing out. I mean, when you're shooting, you got Con Knuppel, who's like, I think is he leading the league in
he was at number 2 and he switched with 1 and 2 with Cooper Flag. So he's up there. He's surprised everyone.
I tell you before the game, I said he's going to burn us.
Yeah. You know what the weird thing about the Hornets is? They have solid players. They have Miles Bridges, LaMelo Ball, Con Knuppel, Brandon Miller. It's actually a good team, but they just don't seem to have wins.
They do, So let's look at, Brandon Miller had 30 points today on 6 and 9 from 3, 9-12 overall. I mean, they do have a decent team. And now they look like, I thought Moussa Diabate looked like Patrick Ewing there for a while. I think he had like 5 jams in a row.
Another average, good role player, looking like an all-star against us.
We make people look like all-stars
every single game.
I don't know. Well, look, from a standing standpoint, where does that put us? We are now, we're now tied for 7th with Miami on a percentage points basis. We're slightly ahead of them because we have less losses. We were 24 and 21. Miami's 25 and 22, but we're basically tied for 7th right now. We're 4 and 6 in our last 10. We've lost the last 2. We can't afford to have more losses. So let's talk.
This was supposed to be a win tonight.
It was.
After the Suns lost and the loss to the Knicks. Talking about the Knicks, I felt this sense of security with Embiid back on the floor, and I felt really good about it. Even though we had that loss, it came down to the wire. I have this, we're a team. We got this. Embiid is back. Embiid is back. Embiid is back. And then we have a back-to-back to play the Bucks tomorrow, so he sat out today. Stay on vacation, Paul George. Didn't play today. But this thing is, are we so tied to Embiid being an all-star, to be who he is, to be a good team? We thought we turned the corner, and Maxey was we handed the keys to Maxey. We're good.
Think about the evolution of the team this year. So we started out the year, Embiid played the first game of the season, which we were kind of surprised, but he wasn't Embiid yet.
He wasn't.
Then he went out, then he started to play, he started to come back. Then he went out for 11 or 12 games. He went out for a while. They learned to play without him. They played decently without him. Now he's back, and when he's in the lineup, there's a lot of standing around, so the ball movement stopped. Now look, that first half against the Knicks was beautiful. I mean, he had 28 points in the first half. He looked like the Embiid of old. I mean, and again, I'm so happy he's back, but they have to learn. They're going to have to learn to play with him, and they're going to have to learn to play without him, because Embiid and PG are not going to.
They were playing without him. They had a winning record, so I don't know what happened.
I don't know. Did you know? Back to back. Did you know, Sanoj, that the Sixers have the most back-to-backs in the NBA this year?
Yeah, they're up there. What is it? 16?
They have 16. Now there are 4 other teams that have 16 back-to-backs too, but there are some teams with 13 back-to-backs. And but now, so think about that. That's a significant anchor for us, because we got our $100 million worth of salaries that don't play back-to-backs. Right. Now we have 10 more back-to-backs left this season. That means that basically the way we're playing, that kind of almost locks in 10 more losses, doesn't it? They can't. They don't have to win some of those. We can't afford 10 more losses.
Here's the one good thing about you bringing up the back-to-back. Guess what doesn't happen in the playoffs?
Back-to-backs. That's true. And I think that's the thought process. But you know what's not? We have to make the playoffs.
I know.
And right now, we're 9.5 games out of first place.
Well, that's not going to happen.
The East is very blocked up, but we're only 2.5 games out of 10th. So we can't afford to just have 10 Doc Rivers scheduled losses because of back-to-backs this season. It can't happen. So somehow we got to.
You said Doc. Come on, say it right.
Sorry, Glenn. We can't have Glenn Rivers back. Now we're going to play. Now, thank God we're playing Glenn Rivers' team tomorrow on a back-to-back.
Yeah, But Giannis is extra mad these days. But no, he actually had the injury. I don't even think he's playing. He got injured. Right. He might be. So we should have this. We should have this win tomorrow.
If we lose tomorrow, then I think that brings up the next bullet point. Is Nick Nurse in trouble? Is he in trouble? we complain about Nick a little bit. I complain about the lack of timeouts when momentum is clearly swinging away from us. And I think how many times I asked how big does the run have to get before you burn a timeout?
If they burn out end of the season, he's in trouble and he's gone. One thing I do want to say to Nick Nurse is, instead of crying to the referees all game, coach instead, then go home and cry into your pillow. Cry in your sleep. I don't want to see it anymore. Stop being such a baby at the games and coach your team.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's pretty bad. I mean, I think, look, like I said, how can you come out with this kind of effort against the Charlotte team when you can't afford losses, especially when you're playing a team that is what is their record? They are 19-28. Against a win team, you can't afford to come out. But they're playing well. I think they won 4 out of their last 5 or 5 out of their last 6.
I'm getting sick of hearing throwaway game. It's a throwaway game. How many times do we say that? Oh, it's a throwaway game. Let's forget about it. This is no more throwaway games. This is a concern.
There are no throwaway games at this point. Like I said, you're in a very tight Eastern Conference, and it's gotta be maximum. Look, I'll say this too. Games like this can happen in a season, right? But it seems to happen way too much. And my dog, if you can hear my dog right now, she's crying about this game as well.
I know what a fan she is.
Yeah, she is a big fan. But games like this can happen. But this, I know, Casey. It's really disgusting.
I saw her enjoying the snow yesterday. It might be time to throw her out there in the snow again.
She was, yeah. But anyway, games like this can happen. But you say, okay, flush it, right? Well, how many times can you flush games like this, Sanoj? You can't.
Their plumbing is all backed up.
Yeah, it's really backed up. I think they used up all their toilet paper too.
While I'm with the frustration in me is boiling over right now. What is Quentin Grimes doing? Why does he think he's on the and one team playing with Skip to My Lou, playing with the professor? If you remember those guys 20, 30 years ago, it was street ball. Yeah. Stop with the extra English off the layup. So you're missing layups because you're trying to be extra special.
Mm-hmm.
Your first-time girlfriend is not in the stands watching you. You don't have to impress her. I think he's trying to play his way off the team. I think he's trying to get traded. He's really pissing me off.
It is kind of disgusting. So anyway, I just don't know what to say. I'm just thoroughly disgusted with this game. I think that I'll tell you what, if we do fall out of the playoff race, which I don't think we will, I think there's a possibility.
It'll tighten up with Embiid. Our security blanket Embiid will drag us along.
Yeah. Well, what if we fall into the play-in spot? I mean, that's a possibility. I think a few weeks ago, I think I was saying, I think we can finish 4th or maybe even higher. I think we could. We have had some bad losses, and that just really has to stop. And again, you have a game like this can happen, but when you have this is your job. When you have players that are, commanding salaries of $38 million a year, $50 million a year, $8 million a year, every game you have to play with maximum intensity. And I'll tell you what, it does seem like every team we plays with maximum intensity against us.
Agreed.
And I don't see it out of our team. We have these letdowns. We have these cold spells. We have these runs that we don't seem to stop. It seems pretty obvious to me, some of these problems that I believe are fixable. And I really think it's
how do you teach heart?
I think it's a coaching issue. I don't know.
So we got to get a coach with a better heart that understands the game. By the way, Nick Nurse, his only accolade is the finals that 1 year with Kawhi Leonard in 2019. When he didn't have Kawhi Leonard, they never got out the second round.
I remember it well. I was at every home game. I was there
on his coattails.
Yeah, I was at every home game in that series. That was our first year with season tickets, and I'll tell you what, that was a.
But he's never been out the second round, besides that Kawhi Leonard year.
Yeah, and Kawhi did carry him that year.
What has he done to prove himself to be a credible coach?
Well, nothing. So, I did like Nick early on. I mean, he gave him the benefit of the doubt with the injuries and the challenges he's had, but those excuses are over.
It's over.
You've had PG and Joel back now for a while. Granted, you didn't have them today, but man, again,
you shouldn't beat them against the Hornets, even though they're.
You shouldn't. Even if you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if you lose, there has to be an effort there.
Let's
there
have
was-
one positive from this game. I want to hear one positive from you.
All right, I got a positive here.
Okay.
One positive is Jared McCain.
That was my positive. Let's hear it.
Jared McCain. So Jared McCain.
It was garbage time.
It was garbage time,
but I'll take it.
But you know, he got NBA playing time, and
Yes.
I think he finished with here.
He had 16 points. It was 50 from the three, 50% from three.
Yeah. And so, you know, could that be a little confidence booster to maybe say, okay, because he looked horrible when he came in early in the game when it wasn't junk time. He threw up an air ball. He had one possession. He had two shots at threes, and one was an air ball. The second one was a bad miss.
You know what thought I'm having that I don't like? Is it time to move on? Well, I don't know if it's time to move on from McCain. I don't know.
Look, I think, you know, the only reason that they're going to move anybody is going to be for the luxury tax, because you're not going to upgrade anything.
You know, by the way, Justin Edwards at the very end of garbage time, I think his ship has sailed. I haven't seen him in a minute. And now I see him at the last 3 minutes of the Hornets game when they're getting blown out.
He threw up some air balls too. Yeah. Hey, let me ask you a question about Charles Bassey. So, you know, I know why they signed him. They signed him to get to the 15-man roster so that
Barlow can play pretty much.
So Barlow and my boy Jabari Walker could play.
Jabari.
Right. That gave him the 50-game limit for the two-way players. But could Bassey make a difference here? I mean, he's 6'11". He's got some size. He's had some flashes of positive here in the past.
I think at this point he could be a positive because we're atrocious down low. We're atrocious on the perimeter. So he had some potential and promise when he went to the Spurs, but injuries derailed his career. I will say he's going to be on par with Jabari. He's had some experience with the Spurs. So I think he can be an asset. Don't look for anything big, a role player. But for us, I would say yes. I say we could probably use him.
Do you think there's two moves here? They brought Bassey in on a 10-day contract to get to the 15-man, but they also brought him in at a very low salary.
Well, you know why they brought him in also? Aside from that?
So they can trade Andre?
They try to get Charles Bassey to the Hornets game tonight, so they didn't have to pick Drummond. I don't think they want Drummond to get injured. Yeah, they couldn't get him because of the weather that's been going on. But so I don't know. It's just another.
So I don't know, Sanoj.
Is it another throwaway role player? Probably. Contract moves to make pieces fit.
Well, anyways, game sucked.
It did,
and we have to try to wash it. And you know, tomorrow needs to be a rebound game. You know, we need to come out with. We need to come out with a. You know, we need to bury Milwaukee. You need to come out and bury Milwaukee and get your confidence back and put this game behind you. And I know it's kind of hard to say now. If we do, and I'll say this: if we come out and play a great game against Milwaukee tomorrow, the big four are in. Everybody plays well. You know what? We're going to forget about this game. Believe it or not, I think we will. But I mean, we'll remind. But I think it you know that just needs to happen. We need to flush this game and move on.
I think we also we had to start thinking about what other coaches are out there that we can bring in next season.
I'll talk to Daryl.
Get Daryl in the Hornet.
I'll get Daryl.
Nurse is gone.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, buddy, anything else, man?
Nothing at this point. I'm very frustrated with the team. Let's hope we bounce back against the Bucks, the bounce back Bucks game. I'm going to call it that. We're going to start a campaign possibly to get Nick Nurse terminated from the Sixers organization. We're still in the works with that. We'll see.
We'll see what happens. It's it does look grim right now. That's why I'm not liking what I'm seeing. So let's hope we get back on track tomorrow. Anyway, I think that's it for us tonight. That's our post-game debacle. You know, we could have gone into a lot of stats but you know what? This was just a lack of effort, and that's really all.
Worth digging into too much. This is another therapeutic podcast for us.
It is. Anyway, look, hey guys, we all need you to like and subscribe once again, so you don't depress my buddy Sanoj, because when you don't subscribe to the channel, he gets depressed, and then we got to put him on medication. I don't want to do that.
I don't really care at all. Don't subscribe. To some of you that's subscribing, you could. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's it. I'm John for Ring the Damn Bell.
I'm disgusted but feeling better after this podcast.
All right, sounds good. We will see you all later this week from the studio. Out.
Thank you all.